Trump's EU tariff delay, temporary reprieve, or prelude to trade war escalation. In a move that momentarily soothed global markets but failed to erase deeper concerns, US President Donald Trump announced a delay in the implementation of punitive 50% tariffs on European Union goods, postponing the rollout to July 9, following a call with EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Though initially scheduled to take effect on June 1, the delay appears to be a strategic pause rather than de-escalation. The trade tension escalated on Friday, May 23, when markets reacted negatively to Trump's renewed threats of sleep tariff against the EU, citing frustrations over stalled negotiations on Sunday, May 25. The White House confirmed a delay in imposing these measures, reportedly after von der Leyen appealed for more time to advance trade talks. The EU's top official expressed optimism on X, noting the significance of the EU-U.S. trade relationship and the necessity of time to strike a good deal. The strategy behind the delay is market analysts interpret the delay not as a retreat but as a tactical maneuver. Hogel Smeding, chief economist at Berenberg, emphasized that while 6 weeks might not suffice to finalize a comprehensive trade deal, it could allow both sides to draft a provisional framework. Schemating cautioned, however, that if Trump were proceed with blanket tariffs of 20 to 30%, the EU would be compelled to impose countermeasures. Schemating described Trump as a negotiator who employs shock tactics to extract concessions. However, he warned that Europe would not be easily cowed. The EU must approach this form is a position of economic party. These negotiations are between equals, he asserted. Lingering ambiguity that what does Trump really want? Guntram Wolf of Bruegel echoed concerns about the lack of clarity in the Trump administration's objectives. He noted that the EU had already extended trade proposals, but uncertainty over what the US president aims to achieve is hindering progress. Massive uncertainty is bad for business and consumers alike, Wolf said, warning that is unpredictability may stall negotiation. Wolf applauded the EU's measured approach, contrasting it with the UK's swift concession and China's combative stance. However, he cautioned that Europe's de-escalation strategy might no longer suffice if the US adopts a more aggressive tone in July. Economic stakes and market reaction is that the delay prompted a temporary risk-on rally in European markets early Monday, yet analysts remain wary. Neem Aslam, CIO at Zai Capital Markets, described the unfolding scenario as a high-stakes tango between the US and EU. Trump's America First bravado could turn negotiations into a slugfest, rattling supply chains and fanning inflationary flames, Aslam warned. He pointed out that industries such as technology and manufacturing are particularly vulnerable to trade disruptions. Investors are clinging to every tweet and policy leak, trying to assess whether this pause is an olive branch or a prelude to an even more aggressive tariff campaign. He concluded, "Buckle up, that's ride's far from over." A fragile trust that is as July 9 looms, a transatlantic trade relationship stands at the precarious crossroad. Trump's delay, while superficially conciliatory, does little to quell the unease permeating markets and diplomatic circles. With no clear roadmap and the potential for escalation still in play, both the EU and global investors must prepare for turbulence ahead.